A bear that came out of the woods to the people and just lay exhausted near their house. A bear that spent 28 days with a plastic can on its head. A bear that was stuck in the bushes and begged people for help. I'm going to tell you 6 amazing bear rescue stories that will surely restore your faith in humanity. Number 6. Warden Supervisor Dave Waltz had just finished his shift when he received a call from the sheriff's office. A curious bear cub trapped in a newly constructed open basement. To help or not to help was not a question on Dave's mind. When Dave arrived, he set up a ladder, but at first, the bear cub couldn't understand what to do.
Oh, here we go.
By the way, I forgot to say that the bear's mother was watching from afar. At last, the bear cub figured it out and started climbing the ladder. This scene melted my heart.
You ain't gonna see this every day on Channel 12 News.
No.
Look at this. This is unbelievable.
Dave and the others encouraged the bear, and finally the animal made it to the end of the stairs.
Come on, keep going. Keep going, come on. Keep going, keep going.
The bear walked along the edge of the open basement, making the people to hold their breath for a second. Then the bear ran confidently toward his mother, who was waiting nearby.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, she'll find, Mom will find them.
There he's going, right in there.
Number 5. This bear spent 28 days with a plastic jar on its head. People noticed the animal by surveillance cameras and decided to help. It all started with a bear with a plastic can on its head was spotted in an area of southwest Florida. Law enforcement and contractors set traps and monitored the area, trying to help the animal and remove the container. But the bear was noticed twice and then disappeared for 3 weeks. Fortunately, people were lucky. A 250-pound bear cub was spotted just before midnight. A bear biologist spotted the animal, immobilized it with sleeping pills, and removed the plastic can from its muzzle. It was most likely part of an automatic pet feeder. Fortunately, the hole around the bear's snout provided access for drinking and eating. Even after 28 days of wearing the container, the bear was still in great physical shape. The animal had a wound around the neck and muzzle where the feeder got stuck, but the staff cleaned the wound and treated it with antibiotics. The staff watched the bear a day and a half to make sure it was healthy and able to eat and drink normally. Then they released the bear to a safe area. Of course, these people were not obliged to help an injured beast, which weighs 250 pounds and can be dangerous. Fortunately, all went well. Let's applaud the kind people who decided to help. Number 4. The Himalayan bear, which you now see on the screen, totally exhausted, came out of the woods to people. The only thing it asked for was help. A young but very weak animal saw the house and just lay down by the wall, curled up and hardly moved. The exhausted animal was not aggressive at all. It simply did not have the strength. Fortunately, the animal's instincts were right. It really had help in this house. First, the owner of the house, who had found the bear, called for help from the staff of the nearby reserve. Since it was nighttime, the reserve staff could help only in the morning, but the owner was afraid that the animal might not survive until the morning. People decided to take matters into their own hands. They called all the veterinary clinics, but most refused to deal with the wild animal. Fortunately, one clinic agreed to help, and absolutely free of charge. The family loaded the bear into the car and drove him to the clinic, where it was examined. The vet did not determine any injuries, and the X-rays scan revealed no bone damage. The doctor said it was a very weak Himalayan bear, 2 years old. Most likely, the bear was simply exhausted from hunger. It was not ready for hibernation. There was practically no fat reserve. The vet tied the animal's paws together so it wouldn't hurt itself or the people who were trying to help. Then he gave the bear a nourishing glucose drip. Also, the vet injected the animal with sleeping pills and the improvised rescue team had a little time to find the animal a new home. By 3 a.m., the cage was found and the animal was successfully moved. By morning, the staff of the nature reserve took the animal away. We don't know what happened to the bear later, but I think that the worst is over. The animal trusted people, and people could not let this trust down. Number 3. The locals saw that the bear was stuck between the bushes. The bear was calling for help and could not get out on its own. The locals decided to help and called in the professionals. This is an amazing rescue story you're about to hear. When environmental services arrived, they immediately spotted the trapped animal. Who knows what fate would have awaited this bear but for the rescuers? After putting the bear to sleep with anesthesia, people began to cut bushes and try to free the bear from the trap. It took some time, but finally they did it. People carefully moved the sleeping bear to a car. As the beast was trapped near the village, it was decided to move it away from people and release it into the wild. After a final check of the bear's condition, the rescuers began to wake the animal up. It took a couple of minutes for the bear to recover from the effects of the anesthesia. The bear successfully returned to the wild. An absolutely amazing story. Number 2. Another bear got stuck in a plastic jar, but now on the water.
Oh, he's getting scared. Oh.
A family came along and helped the animal. It's not clear if the bear swam up to the boat itself or the family simply saw the trapped animal and decided to help.
Just a baby bear here.
After catching up with the bear on his boat, the man grabbed a plastic can and pulled it. Now the bear was free.
Yes! Gotcha. Yeah, go. We saved our little bear.
Good job, buddy.
Swim happy was the last thing the girl said to the grateful bear who had just been rescued by these people.
Swim happy.
No one could have said it better. What an amazing video.
Good job, buddy.
Swim happy.
Number 1. The bear came out of the woods toward a local resident. The man got worried because he suspected that the mother bear was somewhere nearby. The man decided to scare the bear cub a little by clapping his hands and yelling at him to go back to his mother into the woods. Then he got into the car, but the bear cub started to run after the car. The man waited another half hour, hoping the mother bear would soon show up, but it did not, and the bear cub did not leave. It looked hungry and very frightened. Eventually, the man decided to take the bear cub with him. The man had a friend who agreed to help. The animal was very thin, and the woman gave him food, milk, and porridge. After a few days of intensive feeding, the bear grew stronger and began to show its character. The bear cub decided that he was the owner of the territory and started being naughty. When the journalists came to cover the story, the little beast growled and tried to attack them. The bear also tried to show the dog who was in charge. But the story ended well. The bear cub was placed in a nature reserve where it will get stronger before being sent back into the wild. That's all the stories for today. If you watched the rest of the video and enjoyed it, I would really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. See you soon!